What's up, Wildcats? We've got Coach Paul checking in here with some attacking concepts from our match against Stewartville. I know we've had quite a few games since then. If you don't remember, Stewartville had a ton of speed on their attack, but they also played with an intelligent and strategic attack. On every single substitution, our defenders came off the field winded and asking me, what are we supposed to do to stop them? I'm hoping by breaking it down, we can use a few of these concepts to boost our own attack and send some opposing defenders asking their coaches that exact same question. Today, we're going to look at the attacking runs and through balls Stewartville played against us. We're looking at three big pieces that were the key to their success. Number one, their forwards start the run before the pass is made. Number two, their midfielders are waiting to make that pass when the defense steps towards them. And number three, the pass goes out in front of their teammate in the space ahead of them rather than directly to their teammate. Timing is so important in soccer, and in this type of play, you'll really see that and how effective it can be. Let's watch one of these plays from Stewartville. Now, I know they didn't score on this particular play, but they did get a pretty good opportunity. So let's start it back at the beginning. And as you'll notice, the kick comes out, and they set up the attack. The ball goes to the forward, and if we pause it right here, we'll see that their formation is very similar to ours. They've got two forwards up, they've got four midfielders in the diamond shape, and this is a play that I actually see our team developing into very frequently. We're just missing a couple extra steps that will make it more effective. So notice now, even as that ball is going back on the back pass, notice how the forward that doesn't have the ball right now is actually already starting to jog forward. The midfielder fields the pass and moves into that space. Watch how she waits to make this pass after our defenders have already made a couple steps towards her. They're moving away from that attacker that's making the run and moving towards her when she makes the pass. Now, because our defenders have moved towards her and because her teammate has already started her run, when she puts that ball out behind our defense, they have the advantage and they're able to run on it faster than we are. We can do something very, very similar to this. We just need to recognize the opportunity to do so. So now let's watch an example from our Wildcats. Watch this pass that comes up from the defense. Notice how our forward does a great job of squaring off the defender and keeping that ball in front of her in a spot where the defender can't get it. I've actually seen our forwards doing this a lot lately, and they're doing a great job of it. Just what happens next is we either A, don't have a midfielder filling that space for the support pass, or B, we see something similar happen to what happens in this play. You can see the forward makes a great drop pass, and from here, our midfielder makes a through pass right back to that same forward. There's actually a couple things we'd like to see happen differently on this play. Let's back up this clip. Number one, we'd like to see our midfielder take that extra space that's in front of her. She's got enough space here to take one, maybe two more touches. That should force this defender to have to come up and challenge our midfielder. Remember, we want to make this pass after the defender has stepped towards us. That should open up a space where our forwards can be running through, and we can make that through pass into open space where our forwards can run onto it. The second key that we need to work on here is the run for the forward that didn't make that original drop pass. Now, this forward has a very, very important job. Think back to how the Stewartville forward played it. Remember how she was running forward? It didn't even have to be a sprint, but because she had that forward momentum, when our defense stepped towards the midfielder with the ball, Stewartville was able to make the pass behind our defense. And it was just that little bit of separation from their forward having the forward momentum and our defense having to change momentum that they were able to get that extra space and get an open shot on net. So our forward needs to start their run earlier. And again, it doesn't have to be a sprint, but just a jog, get that momentum moving forward. The other part to this forwards run is that their run needs to be not just straight towards the goal, but also towards the side of the field that has the ball. Again, think back to the Stewartville forwards run. She was almost right next to the first forward that made the drop pass. We don't necessarily want you to be that close, but think about how close she is just for perspective. In fact, I'll play that clip again right now so you can see how her diagonal run is really close to the side of the field that has the ball. So this movement might take a little bit of getting used to, but I think it's something that we can incorporate without having to run through drills in practice. The big things to remember here are number one, forwards, you're doing a great job of keeping that defender on your back and holding that ball when it comes up on a pass from the midfield to the defense on the opposite side of the field. And lastly, forwards, if you see that the other forward has made a drop pass back to the midfield, you should already be starting that run. Again, it doesn't have to be a sprint, but start getting that momentum forward and make that diagonal towards the side of the field that has the ball. Be ready for that through pass to be out in front of the defense so that you can run onto it and get a great shot. That's all I have for you today, Wildcats. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next practice.